Are you new to trading stocks, cryptocurrency, metals, or anything else and kind of get lost in the lingo? There's so many words, so many acronyms. Everyone's using abbreviations for this and that. It can be a bit overwhelming at times. Today, I'm going to go through some of the most commonly used acronyms, what they mean, and I'm going to show you examples of each on the chart. Let's dive in and take a look. Here we have the Bitcoin chart pulled up. Now, we're going to use Bitcoin as an example, but this works on any asset in the world that has a chart that you want to pull up. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's go over the first acronym that is commonly used, and that is VAR. That stands for Value Area Range. So if you look at the chart, you'll see this area that I'm circling here. That looks like a range. You're just kind of eyeballing it. This area here looks like a range. They both are very different from each other, connected by these candles right here, but two different ranges. These are your value area ranges. And to determine what the official value area range is, on the left, we'll go to our tools, and there's a tool here called Fixed Range Volume Profile. I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to hover over to the beginning of my range, what just looks like the beginning. You can eyeball it. I'm going to click. I'm going to release, and I'm going to move over to the right until it looks like price leaves this range, and I'm going to click again. It's going to pull up a display that looks like this with two blue lines and a red line, and then these spikes over here. These are volume spikes, okay? This is the value area range. The top line is the VAH. You will see that a lot. That is the value area high. The low one is the VAL, the value area low, and the red line, which is near the center here, it's not always near the center, but there will always be a red line between these two blue lines. That is the POC, or point of control. Okay, the point of control is the point in this range at which the most volume was traded. And you can see on the left, these volume spikes, it's where it sticks out the furthest, okay? That is where you're gonna find the most support and resistance of this entire range. That's the point of control. There are other acronyms when you begin speaking about trading. You may see one of your favorite YouTubers talk about the HTF. That's the high time frame. The LTF, the low time frame. Just the TF is the time frame. You may see whenever they're posting things, they may say something like, we look very bullish on the 15-minute TF. They're talking about the 15-minute time frame. Or they may be more generalized than that and say, we look good on the LTF, but not so great on the HTF, which means we look good on the lower time frame, but the higher time frame does not look good. That means you may have some positive lower time frame, short time frame moves, but in the long run, it's not looking good. So they will use those often whenever they're describing what the market conditions currently look like. They'll use other acronyms when they go to actually take the trade. So when you go to take a trade, there's another tool over here that we can use. It's the long or short position. You don't have to use these. You can just know your long and short positions, but these help to kind of map it out. Let's say I wanted to enter a long right here where current price action is, okay? I'm going to click on the long position button, and I'm going to come over here and click where I want to enter my trade. Okay, it's going to pull up a green and red box like this. And I can drag these to where I want. So if I'm taking a long, I believe price is going to the upside. So I might want to TP there, right below the spike, just before we hit the spike. TP stands for take profit. Okay, so on the downside, I have this red box. And let's say I want to take my stop loss just below this current candle wick, okay? So I'm going to stop it there. SL is for stop loss. So if you see someone setting up a trade and they say they're taking a TP at a certain amount, that means that's where they're taking their take profit. If you see that they have their SL set at a certain price, that's where their stop loss is. If the trade goes against them, that's where they're going to get stopped out of the trade. Now, you also see them talk about SR and things like that. Like, for example, this is a resistance area, okay? So that would be the R from SR. And this point right here would be a support level. So SR stands for support and resistance. So if they come up here, because it rejected here before, they would expect for a reaction from this level here, a possible rejection. So they may say this is an SR level and give you the price. That means that's a support and resistance level. If you look to the left, you can see price bounced there before once, twice, 3 times. We could go on and on. So this was a support level, support and resistance level flip right here. So they may talk about this SR level. They're talking about support and resistance. Another way you may look for a trade or a take profit trade, rather than going up to this top spike that we talked about, you may want to take a fib, okay? Fib is a very common term used for Fibonacci level, and that's how we determine retracement and expansion levels on different assets. So right here we have a tool called Fib Retracement. We'll click on that. We'll take it to the top part where we want to measure from. That's going to be our high. We'll drag it to the low, which is the swing low down here, and this is going to give us commonly used fib levels, 382, 0.5. The 0.618 and the 0.65 is called the golden pocket. You may see GP stands for golden pocket. That is the most commonly retraced to fib level. And then the 786 is kind of the last line in the sand if you're going to get a rejection. If you get above this, it's generally safe to assume you're going to continue higher. So you may want to adjust your trade and set your TP at the Fibonacci 618 or golden pocket, okay? And you also may see TP1 and TP2. That's for a take profit 1 and a take profit 2. You may want to take partial profit here at the golden pocket and then a TP2 or a second take profit here at the 786. Those are a couple of other common acronyms you're going to see with regard to trading. I hope this illustration helped you. I know how frustrating it can be to see folks in the chat talking with all these acronyms and abbreviations and you feel lost in the mix, but you may not want to say anything because you might be embarrassed or not wanting to know that you're a beginner trader. That's okay. Learn the lingo. It'll help you to communicate with them and understand better what they mean. If you have any other questions, drop them down in the comment box. Visit my VIP page. I have a Discord link to the VIP Discord and the free Discord in the description of this video. Check it out. Subscribe to my channel. We would love to have you. We'll teach you more beginner trading techniques all the way up to intermediate and advanced trading techniques. So we'd love to have you join our community. Stop by, give us a shout, join us. See you next time.